What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Movement Mindset powered by Station Athletics. I'm Chris Hardenberg here with Dave Whitson. And today we're going to be going over a topic that was suggested to us by a coach, Jared Einstein from Denville. And the topic is, or what he asked was, the title might be a little bit different for the episode, but essentially why more isn't always better in training and why you need to circle back to mastery for continued improvement. And so we thought that was a great topic because I feel like in fitness in general, people default to more.
Yes. So, just because doing the work, it's not sound funny, but doing the workouts is the easier part,
right?
Of, believe it or not.
Yeah. So let's start with the first part. Let's talk about, I guess, two brief topics. A, why do people think they need to do more, and why is that the default? And then B, why doing more isn't always better.
So I think people default to doing more because as they don't get the new person soreness as much, they believe that they need to feel that kind of beat up feeling to get better. And I think also the easiest decision, to get like the more endorphin hit of working out, people have a tendency to go to the well more and more and more. Runners do the same thing with like the runner's high. Have you ever gotten a runner's high, by the way?
I think when I was younger.
I never got a runner's high.
And you're like, I'm not high. I hate this.
Trade for a half marathon, never got it once.
Yeah.
Never got it. So I think there is like a neuroendocrine response that keeps people going back to the well, whether that's like dopamine hits, stuff like that. And I think it's also just kind of a simple thing. Well, if 3 days a week got me this, 4 days a week, 5 days a week, it'll be even better.
Yeah.
Right? If I just keep doing it, it will just keep getting better. And I think it's easy to think, well, if I just do more, it will get better. Because there's other things in life where doing more of it, like, oh, I'm doing bad in school, we'll have to study more.
Yeah.
Right? And so they think that's the easiest thing to go to is, well, it's not that my results haven't stopped because of all these other factors in my life. It's if I just start working out more, I'll be able to get away with it.
Yeah.
And I think all of us, if we started working out younger, you could get away with a lot.
Oh, yeah.
College, going out, waking up, playing like school sports the next day. Oh, staying up 24 hours to study for an exam. Oh, still go play soccer, club soccer, and then go work out. Like, whatever, you just recovered from it. And I think every decade that there's a noticeable change. And so if you're someone also who gets into working out later in life again, you remember what it was like to work out 5-6 days a week and crush it. And so you think you're going back to that place and you don't even realize it. So I think it's kind of a mental game for most people.
Yeah, and like you said, it's the easy lever to pull, right? Like, I want to get more results, so do more, right? And like you said, to be fair, there is an element to that, right? Like, assuming, all the recovery check boxes are checked and stuff like that, right? Like, people who are bigger, stronger, faster tend to work out more than the person who is, the mom of 3 who's just trying to get in shape, whatever. So there is an element to that. But again, because it's the easiest lever to pull, people often, like a slot machine, just jam on it.
Go back to it. Yeah.
And it's like, no. You've jammed, you've pulled that lever enough. And I think that kind of speaks to the second thing is like, why isn't more always the answer?
So you get better in recovery.
Yeah.
And I think that's a missed point for a lot of people. They think that powerlifting, bodybuilding, all these things, there's plenty of people that are professionals in those realms that work out less than my neighbor who's a mother of 2 that goes through 6 different classes during the week, and I see her running in the morning.
Right.
She is spending 12 to 15 hours a week working out. The strongest person I've ever met in my life who squats over 1,000 pounds works out for 3.5 hours a week.
Right.
And it's like, what in the world, right? It's just this kind of dichotomy that happens in it. I mean, even like bodybuilding world, there's people that I see I call it bodybuilding. They're not signing up for a show, so I won't call them bodybuilders.
Sure.
They're lifting weights at the gym. They'll do arms 3 days a week and hit every muscle part 2 times a week on top of it. And they're at the gym 6 days a week. And on the 7th day, they do 2 hours of Stairmaster, which is brutal.
Right.
And then I see someone who works out 3 days a week and they're getting way more results than them.
Yeah.
So it's just people don't account for how they can recover and kind of the way your life ebbs and flows. Because stress to your body is stress. Like working out is stress, work is stress, your family is stress. Stress doesn't mean it's a bad thing. I know stress is like a negative term these days. There's emotional stress, physical stress, mental stress. It's all just stress to your body. And so if your body can't buffer that and handle it and recover and get to a state where it can recover, it's doing nothing.
Yeah.
Right. And so like there is something to, oh, I'm stressed out, I'm going to work out and go out for a run. Like you
Sure.
do get good hormonal response and stuff like that. But I think sometimes people make working out, how do I put this? Like their therapy instead of therapeutic.
Right.
And then kind of get after it. I think there's also a big identity thing is as you start working out and you're capable of doing more things, you want to keep doing it. And that happens with classes because you get the rush. Your friends see that you're doing better. The coach is high-fiving you. And sometimes we end up feeding into a negative habit of all my accolades are because I work out really hard 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And I think it's also, that also in the CrossFit space in particular, I feel like this happens a lot. And so like,
Yeah.
2 of our gyms are CrossFit gyms. The other ones are not, but they're functional fitness. There's elements we beg borrow, right? And I remember when I was younger was like, and getting into CrossFit was like when Rich Froning was big. And like, if anyone got in around that time, the old CrossFit.com videos, it's just like, man, it's like like the amount of contractions he was doing, and he was the best. And so
Best at sport.
Yes. And so it was like, oh, well, if I want the best results,
Just do more.
just do more. The problem is you hit it, right? He was the best in the sport. And most people like the idea of being good at the sport without what actually comes with that.
Yeah.
But then on top of it, it's like, so A, don't map what he's doing onto you when really you just want to look good and feel good. But B, even in the sport realm, you're not him. And there's a lot that comes with that, right?
Yeah.
Like he was maniacal about, he was getting 8 to 10 hours of sleep every single night. Like he wasn't going out with friends. It was his life.
Yeah. He's also a lifelong athlete. Genetics play a role into it because
Sure.
what do you know? A whole bunch of his family, they're all good at it.
Right.
They can all handle volume in a way that most people can't.
Right.
So there's other factors to it. And we also don't see, well, let's fast forward, right? He won all the game stuff, right? Shoulder.
Yeah, now he's got
knee.
tweaks. Yep.
Yeah, because anytime you bias towards something, sport, and you can't be balanced, and
Right.
you're not training for health anymore, you're training for a test. That's one of the hardest grueling tests you could ever do.
Right.
And so there's going to be a downside to it. And 99.9% of us are going to the gym. We're training for life.
Right.
So it's like, oh, cool. You did 7,000 squats this week, and now you can't go up the stairs right. And you're saying no to go play baseball with your friends on a Sunday because you can't move.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that brings me to the second part of what Jared reached out about was in regards to mastery. And so if you're an old school CrossFit person, you know that's like mastery or virtuosity. Thank you. Was part of like fitness in 100 words or something like that.
Yeah, do the common uncommonly well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I think what he's talking about, what he's referencing there is basically there's an element of doing more, or let's use lift set as an example. So let's say you're someone who is in one of our classes and all of a sudden you're like, you know what, I have a goal to do X. You know, I've decided I want to run the local 5K. Or there were 2 guys who NAS trained who like wanted to run, I forget.
Half marathon.
Right? So there has to be some bias.
Rich crushed it.
Right.
He did really well.
So there has to be some bias to running. But what Jared's mentioning is there's an ebb and a flow. And so it's like, okay, hey, let's do certain things to build up to what your capacity is right now. Then you cycle down and then it's like, cool, let's now start moving even better. And then you can kind of build it back up and then you bring it back down. And so there's an element of like, okay, cool, you want to get better at a lift? Let's get raw strength. Let's get a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
Great. Now your muscles are stronger. Well, now we have to move the snatch better. So we're going to start hammering home on positions. They're going to use complexes and this and that.
Yeah,
Great.
economy of motion.
Right. Now that you can do that, okay, hey, we're going to do a subsection of the movement and start to build some intensity there. Great. Now we're going to build more volume. Now we're going to retest, and then we're going to cycle back down.
Yep.
And so my thing is like that's a never-ending cycle, but most people I feel like don't do that dip back down.
No, it's all go all the time. And especially when people start kind of focusing on things or biasing towards something, you can't, if you're working out 3-4 days a week and now you're going to add 2 days a week to focus and bias on something, well, what's going from 4 to 6? What's the percentage increase?
I don't know.
It's 50% up.
Oh yeah.
You just added 50% more volume.
I was not ready to do math.
Right.
JJ.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, it's not that hard. It's not a trick
Yeah,
question.
I got you.
What'd you go to school for?
Health and physical education.
Yeah, it's okay. Math.
Yeah.
What do you call it? So you just had this massive bump, and people don't think about it that way.
Yeah.
Or even people still do the same thing where it's, hey, let's say I'm not that strong at back squats. I'll use an easy number. Let's say I'm squatting 100 pounds for reps. Mm-hmm. They're like, well, I'm trying to get stronger, so I'm gonna add 10 pounds. You just added 10%.
Right.
And then if you're doing 50 reps,
yeah, it's a lot.
it adds up volume-wise. They don't even think about it. And that's why ask the coach.
Right.
Right? Ask questions. But anytime it comes to what most people think they need to do is kind of hammer a workout or a movement, especially people from the CrossFit world, because they see Matt Frazier.
Right.
They've seen Froning. But it just happened to be that both of them moved really well.
Yeah.
And people forget that Froning took time off from heavy squatting to fix his squat.
Yes.
Like, they forget those things.
Yeah, like it was in his book that he was dealing with like really bad psoas issues for a long time and had to, he didn't squat for like months because he couldn't do it until he fixed the issue.
Yep.
And then, I heard him on another podcast one time. He's like, people don't see that I'm doing like tempo air squats and finding the bottom of my squat daily.
Yep.
And because he's like, we do a lot of squatting and I need to make sure I'm doing it perfectly for economy of movement, make sure my joints are good. But it's people brush over that and just watch the videos of him pounding peanut butter and jelly and hitting all
The
these
whole milk.
workouts.
That's what he did for free while he was in grad school.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think it's interesting. And then the other thing is like, when you're someone who's maybe your results are starting to plateau, again, that's why you have general managers in place, but you have to be brutally honest with them on what's going on. Because I can't tell you, like when I used to do it, it'd be like, I don't get it. Like, I'm like, well, what are you doing? Are you doing too much? No, I only come to the gym 3 days a week. It's like, oh, well, what's going on then? It's like, but they don't tell you, yeah, I'm coming to the gym 3 days a week, but I'm doing 2 days of Pilates. I'm running in the morning.
Yep.
It's like, oh no, you're doing like 15 sessions of workouts in a week, and you're operating on 6 hours of sleep, and you have a high, you're an attorney with a high stress job. Like, all right, we got to change some things up here. So
there's been a few times now sitting down with people. They're like, oh, this seems like so much food. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Because they don't even realize how little they're eating because they're just go, go, go all the time.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite example from Roseland on kind of virtuosity or mastering simple things is most people here know Shaka.
Yeah.
Shaka is kind of a specimen.
Yeah.
Right? But what people don't realize is that none of this stuff really came natural to him. And he's been working on gymnastics and hitting perfect positions and being able to hold stuff and all these super basic exercises that, quite honestly, if we did a bunch of them in class, people would be mad because they think they're past it.
Right.
Right? And he's going to the age group championships next week. But I'll literally see him warm up, and he's doing all the basic beginner gymnastic stuff. And that's why he looks so good when he does it. Because if you saw him 5 years ago, he did not look so good.
Right.
But he mastered the things that instead of just, I'm just going to do more pull-ups to get better at pull-ups, he mastered the movement of the pull-up. So when he did more volume, it didn't mess him up.
Yeah.
Right? And like even all the stuff he does for his hands, all these little core things, he does crawling exercises, but he's just mastering basic foundational stuff before he gets into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just, I think it's an important part, and it can be play. Like play is a part of working out.
Yep.
Right? It's an important part of it. And I think people forget that play is an important part of fitness and being overall healthy instead of just always getting after it and competing.
Yeah.
Right? We have compete and play as part of our core values.
Yes, we do.
So there needs to be a balance of it somewhere.
Yeah, for sure. Right. And so what I would say to you guys is if you're someone who is starting to butt up against a plateau, I would avoid jamming on the more button necessarily. Maybe it's more of talk to your general manager, work on scaling back and working on sound movement economy, finding range of motion in joints and stuff like that, and then building back up to that ceiling for you. And I think if our members continue to undulate those things in addition to how we do them naturally in our programming, people will continue to progress. And so we want that to kind of be a cautionary tale. And thank you again, Jared, for the suggestion. So make sure you talk to your staff guys so that you can make those ebbs and flows and continue to make progress. As always, guys, like and subscribe to us on YouTube and Instagram. Give us a 5-star rating on the podcast platform you listen on. See you at the gym.